My friend, welcome to Module 1, Lesson 1. I am your heartbreak coach, Tyler, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day to invest it back into you. That's one of the greatest ways in which you are going to learn how to move through this difficult time. You're going to learn how to begin to move on, let go, reclaim your life, and find your happiness in the Happiness After Heartbreak course. And lesson 1 is a big lesson because ultimately it's the first step that I believe everyone must take in order for you to begin to heal your heart so that you can start to live more joyfully from your heart rather than your hurt. And so to begin this lesson, it's all about disconnecting in order to reconnect back to yourself. And ideally, the topic of discussion today is really what you're going to learn about in this video is the importance of the no contact rule and also the importance of the reduced contact rule. Now, ideally, if you've never heard of the reduced contact rule, it will apply to those who currently have children. So if you have a child or you have multiple children with your ex-partner, the reduced contact rule is going to be talking directly to you because I understand and respect that when you have a child with someone, it becomes rather challenging for you to be able to break all ties because you still have responsibilities. So this video is going to cover the reduce or the no contact rule, and the next video is going to cover the reduced contact rule. But if you do have children with them, still watch this video because it's going to be important for you to get the mindset behind what the no contact rule really is going to consist of so that you can still implement it into your life, because it doesn't matter if you really have kids or you don't have kids, you still need to create the space. And that's what it's really about. It's about setting yourself up mentally, physically, and environmentally to create the space you need in order to heal your heart's hurt. Because at the end of the day, and I'll say this time and time again throughout this course, you cannot and will not be able to heal if you continue to stay around the thing or the person that made you sick. Let me say that again. You will not be able to heal in the same location or around the person that made you sick. And it's so important for you to understand that and get an aha moment there. Because ideally, a lot of us think that staying around our ex is the very thing that we need in order to move on. Like, oh, Tyler, I just want to be friends with them. I think being friends is going to help you move. No, it's not. It's going to continue to cause yourself to face these mental mind games of exhaustion of, are we together? Are we not together? There's this fine line between one moment they want to be with me, the next moment they don't want to be with me, the next moment they love me, the next moment they hate me, the next moment I feel like we might get back together, the next moment I heard a rumor that they're sleeping with someone else. You don't want that cycle. That cycle is going to hurt like hell. And we need to put an end to the hurt, the end of the pain, end of the obsessive thinking. And in order to do that, we must begin to remove your ex and do an ex detox. Okay. And that's what's exciting about this. It's really an ex detox. Listen, if you want to remove the poison, you need a detox. And your ex is currently the poison in your mind, in your body, and in your environment. We're going to learn to remove them. Now, in this video, what you're going to learn is you're going to learn a little bit about the no contact rule and really what it is and how you can use it the right way so that you can finally move on. You're also going to learn why it's important to follow the rule so that you can actually do what you need to do, which is move on from your suffering, move on from the pain, move on from the hurt, and move into your heart. And then third thing you're going to learn is the golden rules and how to begin to follow them during the no contact stage. And then lastly, you're going to learn the problem that you will face and how to overcome them. I'm going to identify some common problems that many people face when going through the no contact rule that oftentimes stops them or oftentimes breaks the no contact rule commitment. And if you do break it, it's okay. Relax. I've got you. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world. It's not a moment for self-sabotage, beats up, and messiness. It's a moment to reflect. So, removing your ex is really what we're going to be focusing on here and how important it is for you to begin to move on. I believe that in order to move on, you have to create the space to move on. So by the end of this video, you're going to know everything that you need to learn about the no contact rule and how you can apply it to your specific situation. So let's start off by talking really about what the no contact rule is. The no contact rule, it means basically to break off all sorts of contact with your ex-partner for a certain amount of time after the breakup, divorce, or separation. It means literally, physically, and electronically to remove yourself from your ex so that you can begin to work through the issues, process the pain, and gain a new perspective so that you can get a new result, so that you don't continue to dive into your suffering. A lot of the times, many of us have a very difficult time healing because we keep going back to the same thing that hurt us and expecting a different result. We can't continue to do that. Nothing will change if nothing changes. In going back to your ex and expecting to heal is only a temporary Band-Aid, because eventually you're going to have to go through the same issues, face the same problems, because nothing changes if nothing changes, meaning they haven't changed, you haven't changed, the result is not going to change. And so I want to help you build the encouragement, help you to build the courage, the strength, the inner independence needed in order for you to feel like, hey, I can do this. And listen, you don't have to do this alone. That's why you're here. Because a beautiful part of this program is that you're going to get access to me and many other people. As we continue to enroll people, you're going to have more access to people that are willing and able to help you heal your heart's hurt, talk to people, connect with people, build a community, and really finally be able to release this emotional turmoil, mental turmoil, physical turmoil, environmental turmoil from your life. So ideally, the no contact rule is really about breaking off all contact. And what I'm going to do is, after I give you the explanation of the no contact rule, what it is, kind of how to use it, how to implement it in your life, I'm going to then share my screen with you so that you can see the assignments that I'm going to attach to the video so that you can understand, hey, this is what I need to do in the up and coming days so that I can actually be implementing and practicing the no contact rule. So this isn't really just going to be about me talking the entire time to this camera, or more importantly to you. It's going to give you worksheets, and I'm going to share my screen with you and dive into the worksheets so that you can see what you need to do, implement in your life so that you can practice these specific roles, these specific lessons, these specific ideas to help you to begin to move on and process it. So with that being said, the no contact rule oftentimes protects us from the direct and indirect influences of our ex-partners so that you can finally break your addiction to them and heal quickly and substantially, quickly and sustainably, quickly and greatly move on, let go, process the pain, and finally be able to breathe and get your life back. So you'll have the time and space to heal. That's what the no contact rule is really about. It's about having the time and space to heal, because in short, this is the idea. You must remove yourself and get yourself as far away as possible from them so that you can actually heal. So that you can actually create the space in order to heal, create the time in order to heal, create the space for you to take back your life. So that's really the no contact rule. There's nothing special about it, but it's rather simple. It's removing yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, environmentally, and electronically from your ex. So why should you, or why should anybody follow the no contact rule? Well, one of the worst pitfalls after a breakup is the fact that many of us cannot see the bigger picture. We just want things to go back to normal, right? We just want to get our ex back because we believe if we got our ex back, our happiness would come back. We'd be at peace for a moment of time. We wouldn't have to deal with our emotional turmoil and chaos going on within. We would be able to feel like, oh, I can breathe again. Like I have significance. I have purpose, Tyler. I have an identity. I know who I am when I'm with them, but without them, I am nobody. And I've worked through the same mental patterns that you're currently fighting. I fought those battles and I won. And that's what this course is going to teach you, how I began to win and how I helped other people win along the way. So this is why you should really follow the no contact rule, because ultimately it will help you to see the bigger picture. That's the first big idea. We can't fully understand the underlying reasons that led to the breakup yet. Some of us might, some of us may not. Even when your ex-partner speaks to you about why, they had to end things, or you might know, it might be obvious. Like my relationship in the past, she cheated on me. It was kind of obvious, but I still wanted her back, so I won her back, and it was a terrible, terrible loss of time. I did learn a lot, but ultimately, when you create the time and space needed in order for you to heal, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to see it from a new perspective. You're going to see the bigger picture. You're going to be like, oh, I see why that happened now. I actually see that a lot of it, I was ignoring a lot of red flags because I was too fearful to be alone. I would have rather been with a partner with a bunch of red flags and problems than to be alone. And so when you follow the no contact rule, you're going to see things from a bigger picture. And when you change the way you see something, the way you see that something will change. I know that sounds, well, plain as day, but ultimately you're going to be able to shift your perspective. And when you shift your perspective, your world begins to change in a beautiful way. And you deserve that. So number 2, it will protect you from more pain. Listen, this is one of the most beneficial aspects of the no contact rule. All right. It protects you. Thank God something protects us, right? Because sometimes we don't even protect us, but it protects us from ourselves and from the harmful influences of our exes, right? In our efforts to make things right again, we will unknowingly put ourselves in all sorts of situations that cause us pain. We will find ourselves out in the bar that they constantly go to. We will find ourselves maybe going to the same church, making sure that we'll probably stalk them. We'll find ourselves kind of like sabotaging their date because you heard that they're on a date. You might call them, hang up on them. You might all sorts of problems. What the situations that oftentimes can cause a lot of pain. We will continue to do the things that mess with our minds and our heart to find ourselves asking, why can't I get over them? You see, when you remove yourself and create a new space for you to heal, what this will allow you to do is not make multiple mistakes trying to win them back or trying to hurt them in some way, shape, or form. Because a lot of the times we try to get revenge on our ex. So we try to sabotage their life. It's like, you don't understand what you made me feel, so I'm going to make you feel worse. It's not going to win them back. So hear me out. If we remove the source of our suffering beforehand, the possibilities for self-inflicted torture become limited. This is so important for you to understand. When you remove yourself from the source of your suffering will stop. And that's the purpose of this, is to get your suffering to come to an end, to get it to slowly die away. We can't continue to do the things that hurt us and mess with our minds and hearts and expect ourselves to heal. So ultimately, this will help us to protect ourselves from more pain. Number 3, you will learn how to heal quicker. You see, your recovery progress that you're going to see comes in stages. And every mistake you make after your breakup will throw you back relentlessly. That's why you're being guided. That's why you're in this course, so that you don't continue to make the same mistakes that push you back and it causes you to suffer for more years on end. Okay? So ideally, you will probably make a ton of mistakes if you didn't watch this. You might have already made a ton of mistakes, but we're not going to continue to make those same mistakes. Some of those mistakes consist of like stalking our ex. And ultimately, I know that this might be too visual, but if you continue to find yourself indulging in the same environment that made you sick, you will never heal. And thinking that getting back with your partner, your ex-partner, will help you to heal is like thinking like if you drink your vomit after you throw up, it will heal you. It's not going to work. Drinking your own yuck is not going to help you to be able to heal. Going back to your ex is not going to help you to heal. You need this time for you to focus on you, which leads me to number 4. The no contact rule is so beautiful because it helps you to get you back. My friend, you feel like you probably lost yourself in this relationship. And a big part of your pain derives from the loss of yourself. So right now in this time, it's going to be very important for you to restore yourself, rebuild the relationship that you have with yourself. Begin to love you again and not beat yourself up with that little voice inside your head. We'll be talking about that in up and coming lessons. But nonetheless, this is the perfect time for you to get to know you. And you are your number one priority after your breakup or divorce. You have to be a number one priority, because at this point, you feel like you've lost your total identity. You no longer know who you are. Your purpose is a little lost. You don't feel like you have a hope-filled future. You feel completely broken. You're struggling to restore a sense of happiness and peace in your life. You've tried to read the books. You try to guess your way through this. You try to wait for time to heal you. You've tried these things and they're not working. So what can you actually do? And you're like, maybe I should get into this course to see if I can learn something new that I can implement into my life so that my life can finally change. And it's going to. It's going to. So I am excited that you're here. This is a course that I wish I had myself when I went through my own personal heartbreaking situation. But hear me out. This time of the no contact, what you do in this time is, do you restore that relationship you have with yourself by working on your past pains, your hurts, so that you can live more joyfully from your heart rather than your hurt. Now, by working to get yourself back, you'll begin to invest into the long-term solution as opposed to something that won't last very long for yourself. Sadly, over 90% of those who reconcile, after they break up, they usually break up again within a month. So let's say, for example, what I found is that when people come to me to get coaching and they decide to get coached, not implement the things that I spoke to them about, and they decided that getting back to their ex, with their ex partner is the best thing for them because they love me. Most of the time they come back to me within the next month and they're like, they left me. We couldn't work it out. So listen, those are some of the things that you are going to receive once you start to follow the reduced contact rule, right? Or the no contact rule. You're going to understand that you're going to be able to begin to see the bigger picture. You're going to be able to protect yourself from more pain. You're going to heal quicker, and you're going to finally get yourself back. How does all of that sound? That should sound exciting because that's exactly what I wanted as well. I wanted to be able to get myself back. I didn't want to continue to suffer in my pain. I wanted to move on. So how does all of this work? How can you begin to implement it into your life? Well, for the next 60 days, I challenge you to implement this no contact rule into your life. That means you will not contact them whatsoever. That means do not call or send text messages, write emails, communicate, call, hang up for Facebook stalk or no social media. Removal, erased, gone forever. You will not drive by their house. You won't go to the places they frequently visit, and you will not stalk them. Bad idea. Weird, creepy idea. Don't do it. You're better than that. You have higher standards than that. Do not stalk them. You don't need them that bad. Do not leave any trace of your ex in your place or anywhere that you can see it, because this will oftentimes trigger you, right? So if you can follow these 3 rules for 60 days, do not call them, do not drive by them, do not oftentimes leave traces of them around your home. If you can follow these 3 rules, you'll be able to get invaluable insight in the next 60 days. And yes, this might be the hardest part. This might be the hardest thing you ever do, to finally break ties, to disconnect from your ex so that you can reconnect to yourself. But it can also be the very best thing that you have ever done for yourself. When's the last time that you just spent time with you to get to know you, to rebuild you? So that's what you get to do here. So this is when to use the no contact rule. When should you actually begin to use the no contact rule? Like what time period, what stage of the breakup, divorce, separation? Well, follow the rule right after every breakup or divorce as early as you can, regardless of the circumstances. Even when you were in a long distant relationship, it doesn't matter if there's still a chance or not. The rule will help you to evaluate the situation more from your heart rather than your hurt. And when you live from your hurt rather than your heart, you're going to make mistakes. So you need to create this space by implementing the no contact rule into your life so that you can begin to see it from your heart rather than your hurt. And that will help you to gain insight. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the common problems, but these are the most top 4 common problems that I know most people come to me when they follow the reduced contact rule, why it becomes so difficult for them to follow it. And if any of these resonate with you, know that you can message me and we can work through this. If you're having one of these problems, that's why you're in this. You have access to me. You have access to other people. We can work through how to move on from this. But further ado, the common no contact problems, the first one is the no contact rule. Oftentimes I get a message saying, this is killing me. And I don't take that lightly because I get it. It's going to sting. It's going to hurt. It's going to feel hard. You're going to feel weak. Your body's going to be in pain. Your body's going to feel sore. And then you're going to be asking, like, why shouldn't I reach out to them? It's their birthday. It's our anniversary. It's Christmas. It's the holidays. It's yada, 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 yada. I feel like I should just check in. Well, listen, checking in with your ex is not good because you have yet checked in with you. You need to make sure you put you first. Have you checked in with you? Because if you haven't checked in with you, why are you trying to put someone who hasn't checked in with you even first? Listen, you're putting someone else first that it didn't even put you first. Like that's low standards. It's low value. That's low self-esteem. That's low self-worth. And to begin to build that, you need to stick up for yourself and set the boundary that I will not contact my ex, even when it kills me. Message me, message someone else, maybe write the message, text them on don't send the message, but write the message and then literally just delete it. So it will feel like you actually got the energy to remove it from your mind, creating the space needed in order for you to feel like you've already sent the message. So that's the first big common problem. The second big common problem, and which is what we're going to talk about in video number 2, is, Tyler, I have kids with them, so the no contact rule will never work for me. Well, no kidding. Okay. No kidding. You have a responsibility, and your responsibility is to take care of those kids. You should not hate the kids. You should not also try to cause the kids to pick one side or the other. Listen, that is their parent. I will talk a little bit more about the reduced contact rule in the next video, but just understand that you can still practice the no contact rule by implementing what is called the reduced contact rule. And the reduced contact rule will definitely help you to be able to navigate this time, especially when you have to still be in communication with them. The reduced contact rule is going to still help you create the space needed in order to heal, set some boundaries so that you can finally reclaim your life and find your happiness while your ex is still in your life, even when you don't want them to be in your life. But thinking that you no longer want your ex in your life and that they can't be in your life is going to continue to hurt you. Because you're going to be like, well, I don't want them and they're here. And it's just going to be, you're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel like you can't move on. That's not the goal of this course here. The goal of this course is to help you to move on and to rebuild your mindset, your heart set, your health set, and soul set. We'll talk about that later, but to rebuild each one of these internal pillars so that you have the strength to move on independently, so that you don't have to rely on someone to make you happy. Now, that's the second big problem that many of us face. The third big problem is, well, what if they miss me? What if they want to come back? What if they forget me or move on? We'll talk about that if that's one of your common problems and concerns. We can also talk about, what if you feel like you're addicted to your ex, like you need them around, like you crave them, like you can't go on without them. Well, we're going to work through that as well. But listen, the big takeaway here is to make sure that you continue to practice the no contact rule, because working on removing your ex from your life is going to be the most important thing that you can implement into your life that's going to help you to actually heal. So begin to set the intention and begin to work on moving forward. Now I'm going to go ahead and share with you my screen, and it's going to be this week's assignment so that you can understand what you can do to implement the reduced contact rule into your life. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you and get you to look at this. This is also going to be found in the course as well. Let's see here. I hope that it's on the right screen. So exercise number 1. Okay, the exercises here, the importance of this exercise is really for you to be able to remove your ex from your life. So the first big exercise here, and I love this exercise, it always makes me feel real creative, and it just helps me to really begin to have a place to remove my ex. So you got to create a forget you box. So let's get creative this week, okay? Let's get creative. We are going to go out to the store and either buy a box or create a forget you box, okay? This box is yours to take all of the memories of your ex and place them into one box and find a place to either store your box or burn your box or trash your box. It's up to you what you do with this box, but nonetheless, be sure to make one. So here's what you to do if you want to go make the box. So first thing you want to ideally do, I'm going to actually blow this up so you might be able to see it a little bit better. Go out and buy a box. Could be a cardboard, plastic one. Go buy some markers. And now with those markers, what you're going to do is you're going to write on the box all of the reasons that you have to forget your ex. All of the bad shit that they said and or did to you will be the writing all over the box. Every bad thing, every bad moment, every bad conversation, every bad abusive, mental, physical, emotional, whatever experience that you went through, you're going to write on this box and this will act as your reminder of why you need to get over them. So this box is called the forget you box, but you're going to actually remember all of the bad times, because oftentimes, my friends, we reminisce about the good times. We find ourselves trapped. We oftentimes minimize the problem, maximize why we love them and why we need them and why we want them in our life. And this is not going to help you get over them. So after you write out all the reasons why we must forget them, it's time to fill it. So let's get started. So the first thing that I really want you to do is, once you create your boxes, you need to learn how to disconnect digitally. So this is just a quick list of all the places that I believe that you might be following your ex, you might be in communication with your ex. So you need to learn how to remove them from all of your social media accounts. Go through every social media platform that you and I have, and we need to block them on them. We need to remove them and their friends that they oftentimes hang around. So we don't need to only remove them, but we need to remove their friends that post about them as well, that they're constantly around. We can't continue to be triggered and expect to heal. So remember, be strong. It's time to heal, and I'm here for you. So we must do what we find them is most uncomfortable. For the things that are most uncomfortable are often the easy things and the things that won't equal our healing. I'm going to bold this because this is important. We must do what we find the most uncomfortable, because if we do the things that are most uncomfortable, it'll oftentimes lead us to the life that we truly want to live. It'll help us to gain the result that we truly want. But doing the comfortable things are often the things that keep us stuck in our pain. So this is just a checklist of all the different places that you can go about checking off your ex and making sure that they are no longer around that specific area. The second thing is you've got to disconnect from them environmentally. Removing everything from your environment. Go through every single room in your house, and everything you see that sparks a "I miss them" emotion, you must remove it and replace it. And you must get it out of your environment. Because I believe strongly that you can't heal in an environment that reminds you of your pain, period. It's like basically taking your wound that you have on your body and continue to poke the wound and expecting it to heal. So once again, these are all the different locations that you might find something of your ex. And what you need to do is you need to pack it up. You need to pack all of these items up, right? And you need to put it in the forget you box. The forget you box is going to be a powerful box that's going to remind you of all the pain. And you need to take all that pain and store it in one location and get rid of that. So that is the idea behind what you need to do to disconnect from them environmentally. And finally, you need to change your login information that you shared on all your accounts. This is just important for you to do. Once again, it's just go through all of these. You might have already done these, but listen, there's a lot of things that you're forgetting that you're holding on to, that you know that you're holding on to, that you need to let go of. So also remove them from all of your shared accounts. Hit the delete button, remove all the memories off of your ex on your most used devices, like your laptop, your tablet, your cell phone, your Kindle, wherever that they're currently located. So that's what I need you to do. That's what I need you to focus on. This sheet is going to be found in the resources section here. And ultimately, in conclusion, if you follow the rules and guides above, you're going to be on the right path, not only to survive the next 90 days, but you're also going to come out of this breakup, separation, divorce, so much more stronger, much more confident. You'll be able to handle difficult situations with your ex, because you're going to have a greater self-confidence. So now that you have spent some time with me here, understanding that your first step is the no contact rule, the second video is going to be on, it's a shorter one, but it's going to be on the reduced contact rule and being able to set yourself up to be able to handle your ex and still move on.